From the barren wastes, a legion of demon beasts advances. At their head, a man the kingdom thought dead. Ryu, the exiled heir, returns not for revenge, but to shatter chains.
I am not here for revenge. Open the cages or we will open them for you.
Guards scramble to the walls as an unnatural silence falls over the capital.
The cursed bloodline dares to show its face? You were cast out for a reason, boy.
You exiled a child for a power you never understood. Now I understand it. Free them.
These beasts are property of the council. Leave now, or be destroyed like the monster you are.
Kuro, the alpha panther, roars, a sound that shakes the very stones of the gate.
You still don't see it. I am not the monster here.
The exile has issued his ultimatum. The council has refused. The siege begins. The capital's refusal was nothing new. Ryu had been cast out long before. As a child, his red eyes marked him. Villagers whispered of curses, of demons in his blood.
What did I do wrong? Why won't anyone look at me without fear?
Then a bull beast rampaged through the square. Panic, screams. Only a boy stepped forward.
Stop. Please, stop. They're afraid, but I am not. I won't hurt you.
The beast stilled, nuzzling his hand. The villagers did not cheer. They recoiled. The council convened. Hideo's voice was ice. The boy's blood was a curse that defied their laws.
We cannot allow this to fester. The child is a threat. Exile him to the feral wastes.
I only wanted to save them. I don't understand why this is wrong.
They dragged him to the border, a child, no trial, no mercy, and threw him into the dead land where no human survived. In the wastes, the boy waited for death. Instead, glowing eyes watched from the dark. A pack of demon beasts circled him, fangs bared, but they did not strike.
Why aren't they attacking? There, waiting.
One by one, the beasts lowered their heads. A massive wolf beast stepped forward and bowed.
They knelt. They knelt for me. But why?
Following their lead, Ryu stumbled upon an ancient stone, runes glowing with a faint purple light. The moment he touched it, visions flooded his mind, a pact between his bloodline and these creatures, older than the kingdom itself.
This is what they feared. Not a curse, a bond. I am meant to protect them. I won't waste this second chance. I'll become strong enough to free them all.
From that day, Ryu trained among the packs, running, hunting, fighting. The exile was becoming something new. One night, a wounded panther cub stumbled into his camp, too small to survive alone.
Hey there, little one. You are not like the others, are you? I'll take care of you.
They became inseparable. Ryu fed him, fought alongside him, and gave him a name, Kuro. Years blurred into a forge of survival. The boy became a warrior, the cub a beast of legend. Under the blood moon, Kuro's markings blazed. He had become the Alpha, a king among beasts, bound to Ryu alone.
I've waited long enough. It's time to keep the pact. Time to go back.
With Kuro at his side, Ryu rallied the beasts of the wastes, every creature the kingdom had wronged.
This isn't about revenge. It's about freeing them. Ending the cages forever.
And so, the exile marched east, a legion at his back, toward the walls that had cast him out. He had been a child when they threw him away. He returned as the liberator. The morning after the ultimatum, the capital walls bristled with whips and shock collars. The council had prepared a cruel defense.
They're here to steal our beasts. Show them no mercy. Drive the front line forward.
Chained demon beasts were forced to charge, their shackles glowing with suppression runes. Whimpering, they still obeyed.
They're using their own beasts as shields. I can't fight them directly without killing.
The exile thinks he's a savior. Watch him fail to protect what he claims to love.
Ryu raised a hand and his legion halted just short of collision. A low growl rippled through Kuro's chest.
Surround them. Disarm the tamers, but do not harm the chained. They are not our enemy.
He's holding back. Why? No one holds back in war unless they have something to hide. The skirmish dissolved into a chaotic stalemate. Ryu's beasts dodging collars, tamers whipping anyone close. The sun sank without a victor. As darkness fell, Ryu stared at the capital walls. This was only the first day, and he had still harmed no captive beast. At dawn, Council Leader Hideo appeared atop the gate, holding an ancient horn carved from bone and dark metal.
You think your bloodline gives you power, Exile? Let me show you true dominion.
The horn's blast ripped across the field, a sound not of this world, twisting the air itself. Ryu's beasts convulsed. The pact bond flickered, and their eyes glazed over with feral madness.
Kuro, hold. Everyone, listen to my voice. Don't give in to that sound. It's overriding the pact. Whatever that thing is, it's built for one purpose: total control.
Even Kuro, the alpha, snarled and snapped at the air, struggling against the horn's command.
Fall back. All of you into the hills. We can't fight like this.
The legion scattered. The council's jeers echoed as Ryu dragged his berserk allies toward the distant ridges. That night, Ryu stared at the capital's lights. He needed to learn what the horn was and how to shatter it. Inside the capital, a young tamer named Yuki made her choice. She could no longer serve the council's cruelty.
I used to admire him, before the council broke us apart. He deserves to know the truth.
She slipped out through a forgotten postern gate, following the river to where Ryu's forces hid among the hills.
Ryu, it's really you. I had to come. The council has an artifact, the Horn of Dominance. I know where it's kept.
You are a tamer. Why would you help me? This could be a trap.
Because I was there when they exiled you. And I never forgot the boy who calmed a beast with a whisper. The horn is in the artifact chamber beneath the council hall. There's an old tunnel from the river. I can get you in.
If this is true, it's the chance we need. But if she's lying, I am walking into a cage. All right. We move at midnight. But if you betray us, the beasts will not forgive a second exile.
With a map to the horn and a path through the darkness, Ryu's hope rekindled. But trust was a fragile thing. At midnight, they reached the river tunnel, a dark mouth hidden behind a waterfall, just as Yuki promised.
Through here. Stay close and silent. The sewer patrols change at the 3rd hour. We must be quick.
They waded into the cold water, torchlight dancing on slimy stones. The air stank of rust and forgotten years.
She knows these passages too well. If this is a trap, I'll have no way out. But I have no other choice.
Above them, booted footsteps thundered, a patrol crossing the sewer grate. Dust rained from the ceiling.
Don't move. They check every hour. Wait for the bell.
A distant bell tolled. The footsteps faded. They slipped through the final junction into the artifact chamber.
There it is, the source of that sound. Smaller than I imagined, but it reeks of old malice.
The guards wait outside. We'll only have moments once you touch it. Are you ready?
The chamber was silent, but Ryu felt the weight of unseen eyes. The trap was already set. The instant Ryu stepped toward the pedestal, shadows lunged from every pillar. Taro's voice rang out like a whip crack.
Did you really think we wouldn't notice a traitor smuggling in exile through the sewers? You played right into Hideo's plan.
Before Ryu could move, heavy nets weighted with suppression runes crashed down over Kuro. The alpha thrashed, purple markings flaring. But the enchanted weights dragged him to the stone floor. A pained roar echoed.
And you, Yuki. Hideo suspected you'd run to the exile eventually. Your family will pay for this treason.
Number, he promised they'd be safe if I cooperated. Hideo lied to me from the start.
Call your beast off completely. Exile, or my men will cut its throat. Drop to your knees now.
If I fight, they'll kill Kuro. If I surrender, we're both caged, but he lives. Stop. I'll go peacefully. Just don't harm him. Do whatever you want to me.
The shackles clicked around his wrists, the same kind that had bound a frightened child. Now they held the Liberator and his alpha. They dragged Ryu through the iron cages of the beast prison. Rows of chained creatures, defeated and silent. They locked him in a cage beside Kuro, the alpha still netted and bleeding. The dungeon reeked of despair.
Kuro, can you hear me through the pact? Hold on. I'll find a way out, I swear.
A cold laugh echoed. Council leader Hideo stepped into the torchlight, the horn strapped to his belt.
I had hoped you'd provide a challenge, Exile. Instead, you've delivered exactly what we needed, your cursed blood.
He raised the horn, its runes pulsing faintly. This artifact was incomplete until now. Your pact bond can fully awaken it.
With your blood spilled, the horn will enslave every beast on this continent. No more pacts, only my will.
That's why they sent me to the Wastes. They wanted this power all along. My exile was just a setup.
You'll be a martyr, Ryu. The public execution is tomorrow. Your blood will anoint the new era of order.
As the torchlight faded, Ryu closed his eyes. The pact still burned in his chest. He had one night to turn this trap into a beginning. By dawn, the public square had transformed into a stage of judgment. Carpenters hammered gallows and a blood-stained pedestal awaited.
People of the capital, tomorrow we end the beast threat. The exile's cursed blood will awaken the horn, and every monster will kneel.
The crowd roared, some cheering, others silent with unease. Hideo's shadow stretched long over the cobblestones. Captain Taro stood apart, his whip coiled tightly in his hand. The cheers felt like broken glass.
They're celebrating a slaughter. Yuki's words keep clawing at me. The boy who calmed a beast with a whisper.
He sought Hideo in the council chamber, the horn displayed like a holy relic between them.
Is this really necessary? You said the horn would control beasts, not execute a man to fuel it.
Sentiment is a weakness, Captain. The boy is a monster. His blood will save us. Obey your orders.
He didn't deny it. We're not stopping monsters. We're becoming them. But if I act, I'll lose everything.
The sun climbed higher. In a few hours, Ryu would bleed on that stage, and Taro knew he had only hours to decide what he truly was. The guards dragged Ryu onto the stage, his chains scraping the blood-stained wood. The crowd fell silent.
Behold the exile. His cursed blood will save us all. Let his fate be a lesson.
But as the executioner raised his blade, Ryu lifted his head. His voice cut through the plaza like a blade.
I was a child when they threw me to the Wastes, not because I was a threat, but because my blood is the key to an ancient pact. The horn Hideo carries. It was forged to enslave, not to protect. He exiled me to perfect it.
Gasps rippled through the square. Soldiers exchanged uncertain glances.
Silence him. The monster lies to save his skin. Guards, cut out his tongue.
You can silence me, but you can't kill the truth. The beasts aren't our enemies, they're victims of your ambition.
Enough. Proceed with the execution. Let his blood seal the horn's power.
The executioner raised his blade. But in the crowd, faces that had cheered now stared in silence, doubt spreading like a crack in stone. The blade never fell. A whip cracked, wrapping around the executioner's wrist. Taro had leapt onto the stage.
I served a lie. This ends now. Anyone who touches the exile answers to me.
With a single, brutal strike, Taro shattered the shackles. Ryu rose, the pact surging through his veins.
Stay alive, Taro. I'll repay this debt. Kuro, come.
Kuro's roar split the air as the last net fell away. The Alpha charged into the guards, a storm of claw and fury. Other beasts, freed by the chaos, turned on their captors. The public square erupted into a brutal melee.
Stand down. This isn't about the council anymore. It's about doing what's right.
Guards, protect the horn. Fall back to the inner sanctum.
Ryu and Kuro fought back to back, carving a path through the chaos, but Hideo was already escaping with the artifact. The rebellion had begun, but as long as the horn remained, the true battle was still ahead. The fighting spilled into the city's grand arena. Hideo's loyalists used the high walls and chained beasts as a final fortress.
Don't let them pen us in. Aim for the collars. Free every beast you can.
With me, soldiers who still have honor. The council betrays us. This is our repentance.
Hold still. I am not the same tamer who helped put you in chains. I promise.
The battle hung in brutal equilibrium. For every loyalist who fell, a freed beast collapsed from old wounds.
I have to reach Hideo before he unleashes the horn again. If he uses it fully, everything we fought for dies.
On the arena's highest balcony, Hideo appeared, the horn blazing in his grip.
Fools. You've only pushed me to use the final measure.
He's going to sound it again. I have to stop him, now.
Hideo pressed the horn to his lips, and the air began to warp. Ryu charged, but the first note was already screaming through the stones. The horn's note shattered the arena's shields. Every beast froze, eyes burning crimson. Kuro stumbled, desperately fighting the command. He turned toward Ryu with a pained growl.
Don't make me fight you, Kuro. If my blood is the key to this curse, it can be the cure.
Ryu drew his blade across his palm. The horn drank the falling blood before it struck stone. A second, discordant note wailed. Purple runes bled through the crimson. The enslavement reversed. The blood pact overpowered the horn. The beasts turned on Hideo's loyalists with a single roar.
Impossible. The horn was perfect. You should be nothing but a puppet.
You never understood the pact. It was never a curse. It was a choice. And they chose freedom.
The horn, still intact, pulsed with wild power. Hideo retreated, clutching it toward the inner sanctum. Ryu knew they had bought time, not victory. The horn must be destroyed completely, or this cycle would repeat. Through the chaos, Ryu and Kuro raced after Hideo, the horn's unstable light spilling from the inner sanctum.
This is the only way. If the horn isn't shattered, the pact will be broken forever.
Hideo stood beside the horn, its glow pulsing with malignant life. You are too late, Exile. The horn answers only to me now.
You are wrong. The pact is stronger than your artifact, and my bond with Kuro is unbreakable.
Kuro met Ryu's eyes, a silent promise passed between them. Then the Alpha charged. Hideo raised the horn defensively, but Kuro bit into it with a roar that shook the foundations. The horn shattered in a scream of breaking magic, but Kuro took the full backlash. A spear of crimson energy tore through his chest.
Kuro, no.
The Alpha collapsed, his purple markings flickering like dying stars. Hideo, wounded and disarmed, fled into the shadows. Ryu pressed his forehead to Kuro's. You stupid, brave fool. Stay with me. You promised you'd never leave. Ryu's grief twisted into cold fury. He rose, leaving Kuro's side, and a tide of purple energy erupted from his body.
You took everything from me. Now you'll answer for every chain, every stolen life.
Even now, you are just a beast playing hero. The Council will replace me. You've won nothing.
I could end him with one strike, but that's what the old Council would do.
They clashed, but Hideo was already broken. Ryu's pact-fueled strikes shattered the Council leader's defenses in seconds. Hideo fell to his knees, the last Council member who had orchestrated the exile. The fight was over.
You are nothing without your lies. Let the people judge you.
He sheathed his blade. The crowd, once fearful, now watched in silence. Hideo was just a man.
But victory means nothing. If I lose you, hold on, Kuro.
The horn was dust, the Council broken. But as Ryu knelt beside Kuro, the Alpha's breathing was growing shallower. Ryu refused to accept it. The pact was a promise of shared life. He placed his hand on Kuro's wound. The pact stone's glow sparked in his memory.
Our blood is a bridge. I'll use it to mend what's broken.
Purple light streamed from his chest into Kuro. The crowd held its breath.
You gave everything. Now I give what I have left. Stay with me.
The light erupted, blinding all. A warmth spread through the silent arena. When it cleared, Kuro's markings blazed anew. His lungs filled with a deep, steady breath.
That's it. Breathe. You stubborn beast. You scared me more than any battle.
Kuro pressed his muzzle to Ryu's chest. The bond flared, a visible cord of purple fire. The city saw the pact reborn. Not in blood, but in sacrifice. And nothing would be the same. Taro stepped forward and let his whip fall onto the sand. A tamer without a chain.
I won't call her another beast. From now on, my blade serves the pact.
Yuki pushed through the crowd, still clutching her medical bag. She stood beside Taro, no longer hiding.
I was a coward. I helped capture beasts. If you'll have me, I'll spend my life healing the scars.
Citizens picked up hammers and crowbars. The iron cages that lined the streets became the first target. One gate fell, then another. Beasts, hesitant at first, padded out into the afternoon light.
You are free. You never have to kneel again.
A young griffin nuzzled the woman who shattered its lock. The square filled with creatures approaching not as captors, but as equals.
What do we do now, Ryu? The council is gone. The beasts are free. The city looks to you.
Ryu looked over the square, a sea of broken cages and hopeful eyes. The pact had won. But a new age would need more than a single battle. Ryu climbed onto the same stage where he had been sentenced to die. The chains were gone.
The council that exiled me is broken. The horn is dust. From this day, no beast will wear a collar. I didn't come for revenge. I came to restore the ancient pact, a bond of equals between our kind.
I was their enforcer. Now I'll be the first to swear. My blade defends the pact, and every beast in it.
And I'll heal both human and beast, without distinction. Let medicine be our first treaty.
Kuro raised his head and roared, a sound of triumph that was answered by 100 freed voices.
This is only the first step. There are other cities, other chains, but we've proven it's possible.
The crowd erupted not in fear, but in joy. Humans embraced griffins, wolves nuzzled children. The declaration of the new pact sealed the capital's future. The bloodline they cursed had rewritten the world, but Ryu knew that rebuilding trust would be a longer battle. The pact was alive, and so were its enemies. The first dawn after the pact broke clear and golden over the capital. The streets were quiet, but not with fear. Workers hauled broken cage bars to the forges. Children ran alongside young dire wolves, giggling.
Taro, hand me the bandages. This wyvern's wing needs splinting before it can fly again.
Never thought I'd be a medic's assistant, but after yesterday, it feels right.
Ryu and Kuro walked along the repaired eastern gate, where the siege had first begun.
The last time we stood here, they called us monsters. Now the children call your name.
Kuro chuffed, nudging Ryu's shoulder. No words were needed. The bond was silent and complete. In the square below, a memorial was taking shape, a stone carved with the pact's runes, surrounded by the collars that once enslaved.
We'll carry the pact to every corner of this land. No more cages, no more exiles. This is only the start.
The sun climbed higher, washing the city in warmth. For the first time in a century, humans and beasts faced the day as one. Later, on the western ridge, Ryu and Kuro stood where the wastes first gave them shelter.
We were just a scared boy and a wounded cub back then. Now look at us.
Kuro rumbled, his eyes tracing the city below, a place no longer of cages but of equals.
The pact will need tending, like any living thing. But we've proven it can be done.
The sun began its descent, painting the sky in purple and gold, the colors of the bond. Ryu placed a hand on Kuro's head. They turned together, facing the untamed wilds beyond the capital.
There are more beasts out there, more chains to break. Our journey isn't over. It's just beginning.
Without a word, they started down the far side of the ridge, where the horizon promised a new chapter. The exile who had returned to free the demon beasts now walked forward, the pact burning bright in his chest, and the bloodline they called cursed would continue to rewrite the world.